And there was no cross-examination, so we have a new witness that's going to be taking the stand. Johnny Depp, after days and days on the witness stand, is done, at least for now. Let me bring in two of my great guests. Jeffrey Lax is a law professor, and Edward David, an attorney. Jeffrey, let me start with you. I was kind of surprised that the redirect was not a lot longer, and the reason I say that is because I was listening to the cross, and while it was a good cross, it was very clear that Johnny Depp wanted to give context and explanations to a number of things and was being put in a tight rein by the lawyer, which is good. That's a good way to cross that way. But I figured now was the time on redirect examination that he was going to be able to get out, obviously, what it was that he wanted to say. Either the lawyer did not accomplish that or the lawyer was afraid of what those answers would be. What are your thoughts about how quickly it ended?
Yeah, I was also a little bit surprised. Also surprised there was no recross. I think they're running out of issues to cross and recross. To be honest, they already covered this issue about the finger on multiple occasions, and like you said, he's trying to do reparation work there to explain why in all these documents and audio he kept saying that he cut it off himself. So here he's trying to fix and repair that testimony, and I think that Ms. Heard's attorney was very happy with that because he got a lot of evidence out there that showed the opposite. I don't think he wanted to touch that again. And so I think they were pretty much done. But bizarre testimony. I mean, honestly, we've both seen a lot of witnesses in our day, Bob. He is not a great witness, talks over the lawyers. I don't think a lot of people are saying, and by the way, I'm really curious to hear your take because I feel very differently than what most people are saying about this case in the public sphere. I don't think to a juror. Remember, the jurors are hearing every minute of testimony, all that terrible language that he used towards his wife. They're not seeing the thing that's in the public sphere. So maybe it's true that in the public space, he's doing well. I personally do not think he's doing well with this jury. Just my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, with that, Jeffrey, that's an interesting point, and I'm glad you raised that issue. Okay, welcome back. So they are on a break right now. Jeffrey, I think you're up. I can't say enough, and I always talk about it, and we have these great producers here at the Law and Crime Network, where the law is really important. Anjanette Levy actually is the one who got us this decision that I was referring to, because in the court of public opinion, my little research done on this device here shows me that Johnny Depp is winning the public opinion. That's a much different thing than winning a lawsuit, especially a defamation lawsuit, which has such a high standard in order for Depp to achieve that, given the fact that they're both public figures. Talk to us a little bit about whether you think he's reaching that or whether you think the jury in the end may just sit there and say, look, this was an acrimonious thing, both of them are wrong, and we're not going to go down the path and award any kind of damages to anybody. He got to say what he wanted to say, she got to say what she wanted to say, and let the chips fall where they may.
I think part B. I think the second part you said. I think the jury's going to go in there. I'm just speculating, obviously, but I think they're going to say, we don't want any part of this. These are both bad people. There's a lot of evidence out there that they were both abusive. Now, Johnny, I'm not certain there's evidence of physical abuse. However, clearly he was verbally abusive many times. I mean, we heard it on the audio. And she all but admitted that she had hit him on multiple occasions. So they're both bad people, and I don't think the jury is going to give anybody an award in this case. But more than that, Bob, I just want to add one thing that I think is so crucial. Most of the cases you cover here obviously are criminal cases. This is obviously a civil case. The standard, the burden of proof here is on Johnny Depp. And, for people not familiar with how it works in a defamation case, defamation is a false defamatory statement. Don't forget that false part. He does have to show, and I don't think he's even come close to doing this. I don't see any evidence of this, that this was, by a preponderance of the evidence, a false statement. And if there is evidence, I missed it because I didn't see anything like that. That's my take.
That's why I love having professors and lawyers on a show like this, because we could break it down. It's not just, and on that note, and I agree completely, Jeffrey, one of those allegations could be being sexually assaulted with a bottle at some point in time. But given the way all this case is unfolding with all the back and forth, and many times where she's saying, I want to kind of square off and do this, and he's trying to always walk away, that could be the thing that threads the needle for Depp. Your thoughts? We have about 40 seconds.
Yeah, and I also would add on to that. I agree with you, and I think also one of the reasons why Depp's lawyer is playing these tapes is to show how Miss Heard is trying to set this up. A lot of it is very contrived conversation. She's trying to get him to say certain words about of some type of abuse, and it's not happening for her. It didn't happen in these tapes. And on the contrary, she actually admits it a couple of times that she hit him. So I don't think the
Right.
tapes turned out very good for her. The purpose for her taping these conversations.
Yeah, it's